Hi, good morning. Let's start with a no-brainer prediction. Quality in data will be the dominant topic for the next 5 years. Wow, what a prediction. Okay, but I don't talk about the typical stuff that you usually hear when someone says data quality. So we don't talk about data catalogs, data testing, lineage, whatever. Nice topics, but not for today. We talk about something much more simple. We need to raise the standards. If we really want to get these kind of seats at the table, influence in a company, make the company better, improve how we work with data and so all this stuff that you will hear on a lot of presentations, I think we have to work on our setups to basically deserve this place or deserve this seat at the table. And there's an easy thing that we can introduce in our daily lives, in our daily working routines. The easiest way is, constant retrospectives. The retro is still my favorite thing from working with whatever kind of agile things you want to work with. In 2006, I was involved in the first agile setup, and we worked with a consultancy to achieve that. And we did plenty of things which are not important right now, but one thing that really blew me away were the retrospectives. These coming together after a sprint with the development team, with me coming from the product side, sometimes also other people involved, like from the design perspective. And especially in the early days, sit down and discuss about the process, about things that worked really well and things we want to improve. This was, I would say, the critical thing that we establish a really good process over time and created better software from each sprint to the next one, Because it gave us the space to see and look in the different kind of areas and came up with action items to improve ourselves, all the process and how we work with that. And so what I'm trying to do now is after each project that I'm closing with a client, at least I do a retrospective with myself after it's finished. So I sit down and try to compile some feedback, what went well, what can be improved. So one thing that definitely helps with that is if you just come together and say, yeah, let's discuss a little bit, it's fine, it's definitely better than not to do it. But what also makes sense is to invest into a really good structure in these retrospectives. And when it comes to structure, what I really like to do is I want to come out of these retro, first of all, with task and action items that I can then implement into what kind of task management, and I can also track, okay, how successful I am to resolve my problems that I discovered in the retrospective, and I defined action items out of it. So how much improvements are getting implemented over time coming from retrospective. Quite interesting data, which I have not implemented yet, but I still want to. And this kind of structure, when you really cluster it, you can then, with this clustering, you can identify issues in specific categories. And this can help you to track also the results of your retrospective in a kind of data-driven way. So it can create, let's say, a data set out of a retrospective where you can say, okay, we identified 5 issues from these different kind of categories, and you can track this over time as well. And so you can really see how you improve over time. And so you can make it in a data-driven way, which, we are data people, so that must be natural to us. But do this, and I can tell you, you get so much better. I sometimes forget it. I really have to remind myself. But every time I did this kind of stuff, I got so much better. So takeaway for today, Schedule retrospectives. Schedule them if you have projects after the project ended, or maybe somewhere times in between if it's really long running projects, or if you run on a constant backlog, one time a month, sit down with everyone involved, have a clear structure how you do the retro, and then do it and track your progress. Best way to immediately improve your data quality.